You've heard of DPS, tank, and healer checks for raid bosses, but what about a follow directions check boss of classic WoW? Welcome to a guide on the tried and true dad strat for the Four Horsemen of Naxxramas. The guide uses and recommends world buffs as well as greater shadow protection potions. Surprise, surprise, there are 4 bosses in this fight, and to better understand the movement of the dad strat, you need to know simple mechanics. If you feel you don't need to know mechanics, go to the time on the screen, and I wish your world buffs good luck. Each boss will give their mark to every raider within an area of effect or AoE around them, starting 20 seconds into the fight, adding to and refreshing the debuff every 12 seconds. The knights deal AoE unresistible shadow damage to players with their mark, and more marks means more damage. 1 stack is no damage, 2 is 250, 3 is 1,000, 4 marks or 3,000 damage, 5 marks or 5,000, 6 and up add 1,000 damage each time. The horsemen are tauntable and will use shield wall when they reach 50% and 20% health. This will reduce damage by 75%. When a horseman dies, their ghost can still auto attack and they still give out marks in an AoE. Additionally, each horseman has a special ability. I'll get to that in just a moment. Thane Korth'azz. He really should use lotion for that, low-key. The special ability of Thane is a targeted meteor within 45 yards every 12 seconds that deals an average 13,000 damage, but it is split up among everyone around the target. Super original. For this guide, all DPS go and burst him down first because his meteor ability can easily snipe rotating raiders. All DPS as well as healers on rotation will group together right behind him. After that, it's very simple. Pop cooldowns, burst him down. You have about 56 seconds from the pull before DPS start dying. That lets us rotate on 3 bosses instead, making the encounter very easy as long as raiders are not like the brother of Korth'azz, Dumbass. Before we go to the rest of movement and rotations, here is an overview of the special abilities of the other 3 knights that will come up. Lady Blamo creates void zones every 12 seconds. These are black circles on the ground that do an average 4,300 damage per second. Don't stand in bad. Sir Zeliak casts Holy Wrath every 12 seconds. That does about 500 damage and chains to raiders within 10 yards, doubling each jump. High Lord Mograine has a 25% chance on attacks to use Righteous Fire, which deals an average 2,400 damage, along with an additional 4,800 damage over 8 seconds. Directions will be issued from the entrance. That would be near left, near right, far right. Starting with tanks, it is recommended to have 8 for proper rotation in this strat, with raid leaders assigning each tank specific horsemen. Each tank pulls their initial target to their respective corner. Korth'azz to the near left, Mograine to the near right, Blamo to the far left, and Zeliak to the far right. If positioned correctly, this creates a safe zone from marks at the bottom of the stairs in the middle where tanks and DPS can wait out marks. This means position is incredibly important, and each tank has a spot they need to take their horsemen to. Near left and right are the easiest, just back up as far as you can into the corner. Those special abilities should not affect DPS or healers as long as they wait for a meteor to drop on the near left. Blamo to the far left, though, is trickier. The tank needs to back up to a spot where they have room to move and avoid void zones, as well as allow relief tanks to run in. Zeliak on the far right is also tricky. Tanks need to back Zeliak into the corner, meaning Zeliak is facing towards ranged and DPS, while the tank is facing away from ranged and DPS. So healers can stay outside of the 35-yard range of Holy Wrath. If they cannot stay outside of that range, Holy Wrath can and will kill them, and you will not get healed. Once tanks are in their respective corners, raid leads will order relief tanks to move at the 3rd mark, with the first being 44 seconds from the pull, and each one after about every 36 to 48 seconds. Because of runtime, this means some tanks will not be relieved until the 4th mark, which, as a reminder, is 3,000 unresistible damage for that tank. Very manageable, but the next few will not be. If you are an active tank, do not leave until the relief tank has taken over. After the relief tank taunts, the relieved tank will then move to their second target, accumulate 3 marks, then move to the safe zone. This creates a triangle. Horseman 1, Horseman 2, safe zone, wait for Horseman 1 marks to fade, then Horseman 1 again. Tanks, you need specific movement on Zeliek so you do not kill your healers or DPS. Outside of 35 yards, run to the far right wall, then along the wall. When you taunt, stay in the same place as the previous tank. Relief tanks follow the same path out. Additionally, tanks do not run into void zones. Thank you. DPS, I will now make it abundantly clear, if you do not pay attention, you will just die. Your world buffs will go away. So recap, on the pull, everyone goes in and blasts down Korth'azz. Once he is dead, you will follow your raid leader's instruction, which may vary. For this guide, you will move to near right. Mograine is the only boss that can threaten the tank because of Righteous Fire. Well, another reason I suppose is Mograine yells a lot. They are the true horsemen.
Let them come.
After 3 marks, DPS will split up. Melee goes far left to Blamo, and range goes far right to Zeliek. Melee, do not run into the void zones. Thank you. The only advice for melee DPS here is to do Blamo damage, not less. Ranged, if you are not able to cast outside of 35 yards, you go with the melee to Blamo. You do not under any circumstances get closer than 36 yards, or you will not only die, you will kill all of your friends and make the boss much, much harder. Look at the range of your spells. If it says it is under 36, do not go in. If it's at 36, you better inch in very carefully. You also have an important spot to stand in, near the stairs, stacked up. This way, a tank running in does not chain to you. If the tank loses control, back off. The boss takes a long time to kill because a primary group of DPS cannot participate effectively. Your raid needs you not to die. After melee have been marked 3 times, they move to the safe zone because we don't want you near Zeliek. Like the tanks, this makes a triangle. Horseman 1, Horseman 2, safe zone, wait for Horseman 1 marks to fade, then Horseman 1 again. Ranged can move to Blamo instead of the safe zone. Ranged, do not run into void zones. Thank you. Mograine should be the second horseman to die, leaving a situation that is up to raid leaders. Ranged DPS will change their triangle rotation to Zeliek, Blamo, safe zone. But melee, you need to follow raid lead instructions on how many melee are allowed to run into Zeliek. You can easily kill your tank and wipe the raid. Raid leaders will not like that, so you might have to stand around and wait for a while. Finally, healers, we have 4 horsemen, so we need the carousel. In this guide, we use 12 healers in a rotation to all 4 corners. Raid leaders will decide on clockwise or counterclockwise rotations. Make sure you know. 3 healers will be assigned initially to each boss and assigned an initial number, 1, 2, and 3. This is the order to get the carousel started. 1 will leave after the first mark on the pull, 2 will leave on the second mark, and 3 after 3 marks. This means for far left and far right, healer 1, you may have to run to your area and immediately move, so pay attention. Upon moving to the next horseman, you will simply stay there for 3 marks and move on. This creates a rotating wheel of healers where there will always be at least 2 in a given corner. The most important position, like DPS, is at Zeliek. You will stand to the far front, away from the stairs and ranged DPS. There should only be 2 to 3 healers at a given moment, so stand on top of each other. If the tank has their horsemen in the corner, you will be able to heal them. Stand as far away as possible to do so. Then run around onto the platform, well outside the range of Holy Wrath. A few healers will also have to rotate into Korth'azz before he dies, so wait for the meteor to drop before you rush in. You cannot outrange it. Also, healers do not run into the void zones. Thank you. When bosses die, you have to keep the carousel going, healers. That means you go and stand in your corner doing nothing until you have 3 marks. Do not break the carousel. The rotation keeps 2 healers at each given spot. Tanks do not need more heals. They need consistent heals. That also makes sure you will always have mana. If you break order, you risk having dead healers or healers standing in the safe zone while the tanks die. If you choose to heal the DPS or tanks in the safe zone while waiting, make sure you have plenty of mana for the active tanks. So you can see why I call the 4 horsemen a follow directions check. As long as everyone does their job, this boss is incredibly easy, assuming there is not horrible luck with taunt resists. Tanks move to 4 corners. Put Zeliek in far right corner so healers can reach you. Tanks run to far right wall, do not chain ranged. After 3 marks, move to either your next assignment or the safe zone. DPS, take down near left with cooldowns, then move to triangle movements. Melee goes from near right to far left to safe zone. Range goes from near right to far right to safe zone. When near right is dead, ranged goes from far right to far left to safe zone. Do not stand in bad on far left, do not get within 35 yards and kill everyone on far right. Healers, at the pole you move to your corner, then on your assigned mark. Then rotate after 3 marks. If you go to a corner with the dead horseman, you do nothing and keep rotating in the correct order until all horsemen are dead. Thanks for listening and good luck raiding.